What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys stopping by today. So I noticed when looking on YouTube, it's very difficult for anyone to understand what kind of goes through the mind of someone that's looking to collect, or let's say you want to resell, like you already have a collection of coins or silver or gold, and you're just looking to spot deals on eBay, or your local coin shop, whatever it might be. Um, but knowledge is everything. So in this video today, I wanted to show you how I purchase coins, why I purchase coins. Um, a lot of it's going to be how to find uh, the right type of seller. And even experienced sellers make mistakes. And usually when that happens, your order just gets canceled. But we're going to concentrate today's video on a scarce Morgan. It's an 1888 San Francisco Mint Morgan silver dollar here on my screen that I picked up last night. I was bored. I had sold a bunch of stuff on eBay. I've been on eBay for 20 years reselling, and I had some extra money, so I turned like whatever toys, dolls, clothing, hats, shoes into actual real life money. But then I like to reinvest that money back into my business. And I noticed my store doesn't have a lot of Morgan Silver dollars right now because I have one really nice one, but usually I have a bunch. So I wanted to kind of take you through this journey. Now, I haven't received this coin yet. It did get officially shipped out, so they did provide a tracking number. But this is by far a mistake by the seller, who is a very experienced seller. I'm going to try not to show them on here because I don't want people like reaching out like, "Hey man, you made a mistake." But what I'm getting at is you can definitely find deals if you pay attention, and sometimes you have to be really fast, or you just have to like take advantage of the situation. So number one is the San Francisco minted Morgan silver dollar is fun to find. Okay, so here it is. We're gonna go to dollars.net. This is gonna yeah, we're getting all this weird ads here, but you want to go to like the rare ones here. So an 18, where is it at here? All right, sorry, 1888S. Look at that. So an 1889S is rare as well, but here we go. 1889S. They only minted 659,000. Sorry, 657,000. Learn how to talk. That makes this very, very tough to find in the wild. So anytime you have low mintage marks, you're not going to see a lot of these out there. And if you are, they're typically graded. And if they're not graded, they're going to be a problem coin. But when the mintage is this low, so 657,000, it's going to be something of value. Um, all right, so here's what I paid. I'm not ashamed. This is an excellent deal. You might be thinking like, dude, that's crazy. That's way too much. I would never pay that much for a Morgan silver dollar. Um, and I'm in a state where I don't get charged tax on coins. So I paid $68.31 for this coin. Now, this is the two whole photos that the seller posted. And obviously, this coin has been messed with, so it's probably going to show up that it's been cleaned. But look at the breast feathers on here too. There's actually breast feathers, and there's the important mint mark, because if this were just a regular 1888 Philadelphia, I would have definitely overpaid. But because it's a San Francisco, and because of the low mintage here of 657,000, uh, this is a score, meaning I should be able to profit $100 plus after eBay fees and shipping and my time listing it, things like that. So let's get into um, what the coin is worth. I'm going to teach you guys too, like how to search on eBay. So number one, eBay always defaults to all, and it defaults to best match. And if you let eBay do the searching for you, I'm going to now show you not even showing up until I scroll down a little bit. and there's someone listing one for 144 on auction, someone I've bought from before too. So what you want to do is you first want to go to, we're not looking for a graded one, but it's okay if they'll show up. So you could click uncertified, you could click ungraded if you want. But the important thing is you go to mint location. So here there's only 434 listings. So even though I've put in 1888S, it's still going to show up New Orleans. It's still going to show up regular 1888s. Until you select mint location, you're now going to only show those that are available that the seller has designated San Francisco as part of the description. It's not perfect. Someone could make a mistake. They could put 1888 as S Morgan Silver Dollar in the title, but then they forgot to actually select the mint location of San Francisco, and you're not going to see it in the search. And that I can talk about later too, on how you can find inexperienced sellers that have no idea what mint marks mean, where you can get some really good deals on coins, but you got to act fast. And that's just because the seller doesn't know what they're doing. They're putting a coin in. Say I was a brand new seller and I knew nothing about mint marks, and I put an 1888 Morgan Silver Dollar as my search. I would figure out it's like a $50 coin, and let's say I'm asking $50, but I failed to realize that the back of the coin actually has the S mint mark. Um, as a seller that inherited it, I wouldn't know any better, but as a buyer, I would be all over it, especially if it looked this nice, because then I'd only be paying $50 for, $150, $200 coin. So that's another, and I can maybe find that example during this video. So anyways, it brings up the San Francisco. It's still sorted to best match. So what I'm going to do is just go to lowest first. And then I want this all but because it's going to bring up auctions. I really don't care about the auctions. I mean, I do care, but the auctions are really for what they end up selling for. Just to see what is listed, I'm going to click the buy it now. So I've, again, typed in 1888-S Morgan Silver Dollar because that's what I bought. Shipping, so it's going to show me the least expensive ones first. I clicked San Francisco, and then it says we've streamlined your search results to show you the best listings. Okay, so it's still showing me this auction for whatever reason. It's still showing me other coins that have nothing to do with 1888S, but look, there's just regular 1888. So here we go. This is the starting price point of an 1888S Morgan Silver Dollar. The cheapest one on eBay right now is listed at $85 plus $5.65. Let's click on it. This is like you can barely make out anything, which is important too. So if you're at a local coin shop and they have a cull bin that they're selling these a lot of coins that look like this in the cull bin, usually it's going to be a bunch of peace dollars or 1921s. But if you can pick one of these up for 28 bucks or even 30 bucks in their cull bin, look at that. You could sell it for double, almost triple what you paid at your local coin shop. So that's more important if you're like in an estate sale, and they really have no idea that this is a rare coin. Look at that. This coin's trash. It's got pitting. This thing's been through the ringer. So that's our starting price point of what's being offered for sale on eBay. And I just scored one for $68.31. So as you scroll down, the coin should get nicer. Again, ignore 1881S. Again, this is because that seller put 1888 in their description, not in the title of it, but they put it somewhere in the actual description. So as you scroll down, you should see the coins start getting nicer and nicer. Again, ignore the wrong dates. So that 188 or $131 for this one. Right, looking for an 1888S to fill your album or fill your coin collection. Which one would you buy? I would be buying this one. This one's beautiful. Okay, compared to that one. So the condition of the coin and the rarity, but the condition is everything, right? So we're gonna keep scrolling. This one's pretty close. I don't think anyone is buying stuff from Canada or any other countries. By the way, too, if you see China or any other countries, do not buy those coins. You are going to get something fake, and you're going to get tariffed too. So even though you think like, oh, I'm getting this Morgan silver dollar for 30 bucks, and now it's, and then you're going to see like a 80% add on to that bill. All right, so we're going to keep scrolling. Here's a AU details one. So I would say this is very close. This is actually a really good price. Someone's probably going to buy this, but why is it details? Well, dude, it's got a big old gouge on the bust. It's got someone stuck it in the neck. So someone like took a knife to this thing. And we want to look at the reverse. It's got a bunch of holes in it. So this thing's been poked, prodded, all kinds of stuff. But it's very similar to this coin here. Okay. Mine's a little nicer. Again, I'll do a video. I'll do a follow-up video on this to show what it actually what I ended up getting in the mail. So we'll look at it in detail and we'll look for VAMs and all that fun stuff. But this is a really good example of basically someone sending in a coin to get graded, and they're probably happy when it came out AU details. So again, these coins are rare, even though to me it looks like more like an extra fine. But mine definitely has more meat on the bone. So you want to look at the hairline, or not, the hair right above the ear. So if you can start seeing some details there, and then let's look at this one in detail. Look at that, it's all smeared. So mine is definitely a nicer coin than this one, and they're asking 150 bucks. So score, right? Almost $100 profit. So we'll keep scrolling. This is a nice one here. I'm surprised at this. So this is again very similar, and again lighting's everything too. So it's a nice clear photo of it. But again, look at the it's definitely got more wear because this is the highest mark of the coin. So is right here, but right here is where you always look at Morgan silver dollars. After you've looked at the cheek, the overall look of the coin, make sure there's no dents, dings, things like that. And then the highest point of the back or the reverse is the feathers here. So again, here's mine that I'm going to get. It definitely has more, better detail, less wear, and there's definitely more feathers on the breast of the eagle than this one. So this is a really nice looking coin for 150 bucks. Okay, we're gonna keep scrolling down. Here's another nice one. This is extra fine. But again, there's a lot more wear. This definitely has been cleaned. Again, if this coin was not cleaned, chance and someone got this for like 30, 40 bucks or found it in a collection, they probably would have sent it in to get graded. But if they send this in, it'll probably come back AU details. But again, I paid 68. This is 162. So that is basically what's available. So as a buyer, you're looking at what am I buying compared to what's currently available for sale. So what will my future competition be? And I would say my competition, if I was a buyer and I'm looking at this coin, and let's say I list it for 160 bucks, I'm going to be looking at this listing. I'm going to be looking at this listing for sure, and I'm going to be looking at this listing. So and again, once you're spending over $150 over on a coin or close to 200 bucks, this is exactly as what your future buyer will be doing. An experienced one that kind of knows what they're doing. But those are like the three nicest coins, and then we don't really start seeing anything. This one's definitely nice. So I below that one 190, but I'm going to keep scrolling. This one patina on it. It's been clean, not as eye appealing as the other one. This one looks decently cleaned. The face is all jacked up, stuff has been cleaned, so that there. So again, you're getting an idea of like, all right, coin, great eye appeal with not as much wear. So far I'm looking really good. So I'm probably going to. This is probably a great example. So this one is beautiful looking. Again, it could be the lighting, and it's got a big old gouge on the breast. So again, if I was a buyer, I'd probably be more inclined to buy this one raw. Although this, hold on. Although this one, this obverse is way more attractive. Okay, but it's details. It's been cleaned. So is the one that I'm buying. I'm not saying the one I'm buying is not cleaned, but that's basically where I'd be at. So buying this for 68, I'm probably going to list it for 175 or maybe 200 bucks and do like a 20% off sale. Um, so that person's getting it for like 160, and I should be close to making a $100 profit. So again, that's what's available for sale. Now let's look at what is actually sold. So you want to hit the sold button, and then what you want to do is go to ended recently, and here we go. So someone just, it's a nice looking coin, and maybe mine with some light. And this, again, this has been clean, but maybe mine with some better photos, I can get it to look like this. I guess better lighting. The lighting on this is not good. You can tell they just put it on the counter, and it's a very dirty counter. So I put mine in a light booth, and it'll look like this, which is important because that's how you would be looking at the coin if you're at a local coin shop, um, with not the greatest of lighting. So I would rather take photos like this guy where you're showing everything because I want people to buy, I want people to know what they're getting. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not altering the photos. I'm just providing really, powerful lighting on it. And I would take more angles of the coin too. So it's crazy to me. Someone got $250 and all they did was take two pictures. So I always take pictures of everything. But this is what they're selling for. There's a straight grade, $250. That's a nice buy. This coin's definitely nicer than the one I'm going to get, but it does look like it was cleaned at one point in time. But again, a lot of times the graders will be not as harsh on these because they just don't see a lot of 1888 S's coming in the door to get graded. All right, someone paid $100 for this one. $100. It does have a big O scratch on the neck, big O scratches on the cheek, and the reverse is almost very, it's very smooth. Definitely been cleaned, so it's a good deal for $100. Um, AU Unk, so about uncirculated Unk details clean. This is probably closer to what my coin will sell for. So maybe I will keep it at $200 because it does look like just in the last 7 days, this is a good comparable sale. This is a good comparable sale. I think if I list it for 200, take nice photos, will be good. But look how much this jumps. Quality coin, like a legit, brilliant, uncirculated. Look at that eagle in the back. It's beautiful. Look at that. It's $535. That's a steal because I think if this guy gets it graded, um, you get a mint state 63 and something like that. It's probably worth double. Here's what is it? Oh, I've never seen that before. So it's again nice looking coin, but it says it was damaged on the edge. So there's a big dent right here, and that's from Drew Kusha Collectibles. Great channel. And yeah, the reverse is definitely a little beat up there, but and those guys know what they're doing there in Texas. So I think for a few $100, I'll be in good shape. I picked it up for 68, so after fees and everything, I should be able to clear a $100 profit on it all day long. But yeah, look at this one. So this one sold for $85. This is a really nice coin. I think so this one sold for $845. So what I'm getting at is the guy that bought this one here. Where did it go? Where did it go? This one. So the coin for $5. If they get a mint state 63, meaning they go through the hassle of sending it to PCGS or NGC to get professionally graded, you got to wait, whatever, 2-3 weeks. It's going to be expensive. It's probably not a $50 submission. It's probably a 75 because of the value of the coin and the insurance and all that. So it's a waiting game. But this guy here who bought this, I think would have a very nice choice coin. And in a mint state 63, he probably could resell it for $950. So after, say, spending $100 plus your time. So he's got 635 invested in this coin. He could easily make $200 profit after auction fees and stuff like that. But you got to spend a lot more. I would rather spend $68 to make 100 or 150 versus $535 plus the hassle of sending it to get graded and all that fun stuff. So again, this is how I would buy Morgan Silver dollars. And the best way to search, so if you've stuck around this long in the video, the best way to search is to, well, clear your K here, so start all over, and I would type in Morgan Silver, as that's how I found this deal. And then you want to go to newly listed, you want to do buy it now. And then it'll refresh, it'll bring up graded ones, but then you just want to scroll through it and you're looking for deals. That's a pretty decent deal. It's a lot of different listings. So I was just able to take advantage of the seller. They obviously made a mistake when they priced the coin because all their other coins were priced out correctly. Um, and again, a lot of times that happens. The coin shop owner will hire someone per hour or a separate service to list coins and process photos, and that service might be in India or a third world country. And sometimes mistakes do happen. This is definitely a mistake. This should not have been sold to me for $68. So I hope I get it in the mail. But this is how I search. And then if you want to, like if you're just searching for another way to do it is you can just type in silver dollar. Your category get relisted. It'll just go to all categories. And then here you're going to go. This did not show up on dollar. It's a nice looking coin. It's actually a really, really nice looking coin. Um, Again, not a fan when people take photos, they're blurry, but you got to understand a lot of these people that, like this guy's old, and he wears glasses, he can't see. So this is a little blurry in the fields here, and this is definitely blurry. So that's a horrible photo, but it's a great looking coin. It'll probably look even nicer when you get it in person. But did you notice that I was able to find this by just typing in silver dollar, doing newly listed, buy it now. So if I were looking for a really nice 1887, that's a smoking coin right there, even with the toning on it and even with the blurry photos. So, and again, I'll put a thing in here. I'm gonna let you guys go, but I'm gonna put a video here that I recommend to how to list your coins on eBay. I think that's very important because so many people know how to buy them or they're experts at buying them, but no one has a clue or doesn't do a very good job of listing them. If I like subscribe to my channel or watch, he would be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do a good job, and I only put 2 photos." And he doesn't have a lot of feedback either. So as a buyer, I would feel like, does this guy know what he's doing? He literally just put the coin next to his laptop and took 2 photos. So I have a complete tutorial on how to properly take photos of your coin and also show the future buyer that you've authenticated the coin. So I always show the coin on a scale and things like that. You know what? Let's show you that real quick so you don't have to click on the video, but if you want to learn more, I'm going to show you how I list my dollars and how I've had good success on selling Morgan Silver. So I got 2020 items listed for sale, but let's type in Morgan, and I'm going to show you how I take my photos. So, and then say your obverse first, which is the front of the coin, but the reverse on this coin is so freaking beautiful. I decided to make this my primary photo. So we have 1879 Morgan Silver dollar, BU plus gorgeous, frosty reflective fields, problem free. Wow, it is wow because you don't see a lot of 1879s that look this nice. And then here's my photo of the obverse. So again, I'm looking for the eye candy. So if your back of your coin or your reverse of your coin looks nicer than is like spectacular like this, um, that's the photo you want to use as your main one because it's the eye candy getting that future buyer or interested to click on your listing. And then I take different angles of the coin and then I take it with the lighting showing the reflection of the coin. and then I put them in these holders here so I can hold the coin so my fingers don't overlap the coin and ruin the image. So I'm showing the buyer, here's the edge. It's beautiful, very nicely struck coin. The reverse, which looks even nicer. And again, these are all the different angles. If you were at a coin shop, these are the angles that you would hold the coin at to look for defects or cleaning. And then for reflectivity of the fields, I use this colorful thing here that I got from Coin Crew. It's a rainbow turd. um, but I put it in my photos to kind of show the reflectivity of the fields. And obviously, there's definitely some reflections on both. More so on the reverse, but it's important too when someone's looking at reflectivity. You don't want to see the bust of the coin or the eagle with reflectivity. You want to see that frostiness. You want to see the frostiness on the olive branches, on the words. You only want to see the reflectiveness in the fields of the coin. So here it is showing that. And then I always measure the coin. I stick a magnet next to it, proving that it's not magnetic. And then I weigh it. Every Morgan silver dollar should weigh right around 26.8 grams. And then in my listing, I always put what it is, what the mint location is, the denomination. I always put photo of actual coin you receive. And I guarantee if you get this graded, so I'm not going to take a refund because you got it graded. And then I always say, for your safety and mine per eBay reseller policy, I weighed it. I just want to make sure you're happy with your purchase. So obviously that guy didn't do it. Obviously this seller who has sold tons and tons of coins, they don't care. They're just hiring a third party or some hourly dude or lady that makes 15 bucks an hour. Nothing wrong with that, but again, if you're or this service is getting paid per listing, they're only going to post 2 photos of the coin, a very generic description, and all that good stuff. So anyways, guys, hopefully this helps you guys out. I appreciate, as always, you guys watching my channel. And again, if you want to make some money, or you're just a collector and you want to get deals like this, they do exist on eBay. Obviously, buy it from a USA seller. Do not buy anything from China or other countries. I wouldn't even buy anything from Canada right now either, because with the tariffs, even though like coins are supposed to be exempt, dude, who knows? All it takes is like, oh, I paid 68 bucks for this, and this is coming from Canada, and then bam, if they send it FedEx or something, then I've gotten that before where all of a sudden I get like this invoice from FedEx, like, yeah, remember that thing we shipped you? Well, we forgot they had the tariffs on there, so you owe us 30 bucks. You don't get any surprises like that with eBay. And then there's always a money back guarantee on all my coins that I sell. I offer a 30-day return policy. So if you buy the coin, you don't like it, send it back. Someone else will like it. I'm okay with that. So appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if this helped you out. And keep searching out there. There's some really good deals. Proof is I just found a $100 profit item just last night. So if I can do it, you can do it. Talk to you guys later.